This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
He was a giant, and he was a cowboy. Now these two former rivals have joined forces to bring you the most insightful, perceptive, and controversial sports talk podcast in America. Former Dallas Cowboys defensive end Jim Jeffcoat locks horns with former New York Giants wide receiver Byron Williams. And now, here's Byron Williams and Jim Jeffcoat.
Good evening, Byron.
Hey, what's going on, Jim? How you doing?
How are you doing this evening?
I feel pretty good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. Hey,
you glad to hear it?
That you're doing well.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
I've been beat up though. People been talking so much noise to me here in Dallas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's one game. It is not a 40. Oh, I shouldn't say 40, but it's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
I looked up something. The Giants hadn't been beat like that since week 8 of 1983. Week 8.
Week 8, of 1983,
What's up, Jay?
Jason had a rough weekend too.
What happened?
They lost to Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah, it sure did.
So they lost to Tampa Bay, and then they play Philadelphia on Thursday night.
Thursday night football, baby.
We know the issues that Kirk Cousins have on a night game, but Philadelphia has 3 key players out that are not going to play Thursday night.
Yeah,
the running back.
Bradbury.
Bradbury. And
is Cox going to be able to play?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, he's going to play. So, yeah, people get excited about the first week because they're excited about pro football coming back in the first week, in the opening week.
Yeah.
But what happens is you got to play the next week, and you got to play for the next
17 weeks. Yeah, 17 weeks.
Yeah. So, some teams are going to look good on that first week. Some teams are going to look bad, but you got to make it consistent.
Absolutely. There's been a couple of teams the last couple of years been 11-0, end up losing the last 7-8 games. So
exactly,
that's the way the game is.
Yeah, and that is the way it is. So I'm not going to sit here. It was just the Cowboys' day. It was their day. They played good. They did some things. They create turnovers. And
one of the things that we know, we're going to see how good the coaches can make this adjustment and the players can make the adjustment. And in football, you got to have a short memory. You can't think about stuff like that too long. And
you can tell any player that's played in the NFC East, you respect the Giants, you respect the they were the Redskins, the Commanders.
Yeah.
The team nobody likes is Philly. And they do. I mean, you look at it, nobody likes Philly.
Right.
Never have. So that's just the reality of it. And, I think the Giants will right their ship. They got good coaching and they got good personnel. It's just, like I said, it was one of those days. And now I watch Washington. They struggled against the Cardinals. The Cardinals should have won that game.
Yeah. I mean, the Cardinals played. They was in that game the whole time.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked. And then I watched I had picked Pittsburgh to beat San Francisco, but San Francisco bullied them.
Boy, they was ready. But J.J. Watts had a great game, but I'm telling you, the 49ers just got all kind of weapons.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't take any – if you take one weapon out of them, they got another one. I mean, they got big-time weapons. Kelsey.
Yeah.
They got Brandon Ayuk. I told you he was going to be pretty good.
Man, he tore it up.
Yeah, Debo Sanders and then McCaffrey. Who do you stop?
Yeah.
I mean, who do you key on?
Brock Purdy, man, he just don't make no mistake right now. He's
like a conductor. He just
and he's point on.
Yeah.
You got to give him credit. You know, the young man is doing well.
Yeah, and then another interesting game was New England. Everybody was talking about how bad New England was, but if they would have started off better, they were close in that game. They got
a late start. I mean, the Eagles came out hot, and then they came back the second half and started playing good football.
Same thing we talk about is field position and turnovers.
Yeah,
that's what got them.
Yeah, it had a little rain in that game, and you're exactly right. The turnovers will get you every time.
Yeah, so those things, and you watch how the NFL. What I noticed though, this first weekend, we always talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
After the first, like Joey Bosa from the Chargers, hamstring.
Right.
What happened with
not in shape? They're not in shape.
Yeah, Darren Waller,
football shape.
He's got a hamstring issue.
Football shape.
Brendan Cooks had a knee injury.
Football. I mean, yeah. But when you talk about hamstrings and muscle pulls and things like that, that means you ain't quite in shape.
Yeah, this is rumors that Jason is getting married next week.
Hey, Jason.
And we're going out there play a little golf Saturday morning. Me and you and Jason and all the guys before the wedding, and we got to be careful when we don't want Jason to pull a hamstring out because we don't know what kind of shape he's in.
He might pull a bicep muscle or something. Should we trying to swing that club? Because I'm gonna get one out there about 300 yards. I don't know what he gonna do. He probably hit his about 200. I'm gonna fly by his little butt.
So, what do you think is going to happen with Minnesota and Philadelphia tomorrow?
Well, I think Minnesota got to wake up. I think Kirk Cousins got to have a perfect game, and of course, the Eagles got that defense.
Yeah.
So I just think it's just a matter of whoever play error-free football, it might come down to the fourth quarter, the last 6 minutes.
And that's the question I have, and I know the answer. I would say with the Eagles, are they still the odds-on favorite? Because they didn't look very good.
Well, they got some flaws, and I think they first of all, coming out of preseason and playing your first game and then going up to New England, Belichick, now you got to give him credit.
I would agree.
He put the chess pieces in place, and they came out like two different teams from the first half to the second half.
Well, and you make a good job. I thought they did a really good job of containing
Jalen Hurts,
AJ Brown,
yeah.
And I question how good their running game is.
See, that's another good thing that these other teams can pick up on the Eagles is how Belichick mastered that defense against the Eagles, and he caused some lot of problems for the Eagles.
Yeah, and they did utilize the other Smith, the other receiver.
Yeah.
And he made some good plays, but they don't. I don't know. Did you hear a third receiver they had that made plays?
I didn't hear anything.
I think as the season progresses, obviously it'll get better. But
yeah,
and they
well, it was a rainy game too. It was kind of wet and stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But all these games on the East Coast were wet.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
So all of them.
Shit, the Cowboys didn't like it was wet. They took the hat off. They took the hat off of MetLife.
Oh, I saw. I guess one of the radio shows up there. This guy just went off. He was so mad. And then some people got to be careful what they say.
Yeah.
Tiki Barber said he'd take, and I understand why he said it. Daniel Jones 100 times over Dak Prescott.
Why you say that, you think?
Why did he say that? Because he was a Giant.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing.
Daniel Jones, I think Daniel Jones he have learned a lot. and I think he's over the hump now. But you know, just the truth is that he just the game. Just want a good game for him.
Well, here's the thing, and this is just my observation of it. Waller helped them, but they still have issues at receiver. And the problem with the receivers are they young. Think about it.
They're young, and because they had some drops. They had drops, and they're not really running good, precise routes.
Well, Hyatt ran that good route, and what happened? Diggs punches the ball out.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And that's what could happen when you don't have experienced receivers.
You got to have good confidence.
It's not always about the athleticism. Because you put Hyatt against CeeDee Lamb or even the two receivers, Ayuk or Debo Sanders. He's going to outrun them, but it's not always about speed. It's about precision. Today I played golf with Randy Moss. Well, Randy Moss was a freak, and then Megatron.
Yeah.
And they're big, and I mean, those dudes were huge. They look like Randy Moss was just, but Megatron, he looked like a darn linebacker. I thought he was a linebacker until he came up and told me
I played in a golf tournament with him last year, man. He's a big man.
Yeah. So, it's not always about speed. It's about a lot of other things that go into it. Jerry Rice was there, and Jerry Rice wasn't a speed demon.
Yeah.
It's a lot about, and at that position, it's precision.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And this, there's the little things, and they played on the same field. Yeah, so that's not, the thing is just turnovers. It was the Cowboys' day. I'm not going to knock the Giants. I have a lot.
And the good sign for the Giants to do is how they gonna prepare themselves for this week game, and just that one is over and stick it behind you, but yet you just can't worry about spoiled milk, and they need to step up and prepare themselves for the game this week.
Yeah, and I have where I can watch 4 or 5 games. I watched also. Chicago against Green Bay. Mm-hmm. Jordan Love is real. He is the real deal. Trust me.
Well, this is a good example of sometimes you don't rush these guys. He got a chance to sit back and watch 3 years of Aaron Rodgers and how he did it. Still got a great coach up there. So, and plus Aaron Jones, man, he had a phenomenal game too.
Yeah.
So
Dylan couldn't play. You're right.
Yeah. They still got some pieces, and you just ain't gonna be able to go out and put Green Bay like the people think they was.
Yeah, the most impressive thing to me about how Green Bay played was watching those receivers, and we talk about inexperience. They had their top receiver was out.
Yeah,
he wasn't even active, but their schemes helped those receivers, and Love helps them too.
Absolutely, and he knows when to release the ball. I mean, they got good blocking schemes up front for the offensive linemen, and they just pick you apart.
They really do, and that's the thing. And that's a lot of what they do. That's Greenville, and they have a good defense too.
Yeah, they have a good defense. The one thing about what people don't realize, Aaron Rodgers might have left, but the terminology and the coaching staff is still in place, and that's what they benefit off of.
I went back and watched that game,
mm-hmm.
and we talked about it before the show. Is that they should have flagged the Jets on the last play, that punt return, which Xavier Gibson is from Dallas, Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah, he went to Stephen F. Austin, I think.
Yeah, he went to Stephen. You're exactly right. But they should have flagged him because number 55, Lakewood. Lakewood. Yeah. And then there was another thing. The punter had an opportunity to make the tackle, and he put a 2-hand touch on him.
He was playing touch football.
Yeah. So I don't know what the heck was going on.
Well, when you look at the replay, you see the referee run across like that. The referee was he was looking at the punt returner. He wasn't looking at what happened on the football field.
I agree. I agree. That's sad how to lose a game. But and honestly, they should have lost the game, giving them 3 interceptions and 1 fumble.
Yeah.
I mean, New York Jets, they do have a caliber defense, playoff caliber defense. So.
And you know that we just think about the fans could probably say, "Here we go again, overtime." You know, and we lost it. We lost the opening toss up, coin toss.
Yeah.
And but they hung in there, and the defense stepped up and stopped them, and they got a chance to catch a punt return, and that was the game.
This is a stat you probably didn't know. Josh Allen is 0-5 in overtime games. He's never won an overtime game.
Well, he probably don't really get excited about overtime.
Good evening, John. How are you doing today? So, yeah.
I did pick the Cowboys last Sunday, but I didn't think it was going to be such a train wreck.
Oh man, I had said that last week.
I think that's the only game I lost on my pick.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. They are fast, but John.
But you know what? John will probably pick the Seattle Seahawks too. Don't tell the truth and shame the devil. I know you didn't pick the Rams.
Nobody picked the Rams. Nobody picked the Rams. But it's one game, and we got a long season ahead. It's one
long
game.
season.
And I'll tell you what, the Jets are gonna give them more issues than people think. They play here in Dallas, but
I tell you what,
it all depends on how Zach Wilson plays.
That defense looks solid.
Yeah.
I mean, the safety for the Jets had 3 picks.
Yeah, and did you know he had a clause in his contract? If he gets 3 picks, he gets an extra $250,000 and 3 picks for the year. He had 3 picks in the game.
Shit, he got a big bump last night. I mean, yeah,
that's right.
Shoot,
that's right.
That's good, man. I'm excited for him because he was at the right place at the right time, and I just I fall in love with people that were number 3. That was my high school number 3.
Oh, okay.
And that was just a special number to me. But man, he played well.
Well, yeah, they all did. Well, I wore number 93 in college, so I had a 3. There was a 9 in the 3, so it was 93. But
you're a 93-degree black belt. That's all that means.
And I was in the class of 83.
Okay, yeah, 83, so. Yeah.
But there was
you say you played a little golf today. How did you shoot today? They use it?
Hey, I was shocked. I was shooting. The only thing I messed up on is they got about 210 par 3.
Yeah.
And over the Cowboys golf club.
Right.
I still haven't figured out how to get there on one shot onto the green.
What hole is that?
It is the I want to say the 15th, right?
Okay, yeah. In the back, the backside. Okay.
Backside.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was it. Other than that, I really my earnings were good.
Yeah.
John had the Rams.
Oh, he picked the Rams? Wow.
And he wants to hear your opinion on Daniel Jones.
My opinion of Daniel Jones is that he just needs to say I had won my bad game. Now I just got to get focused on the next one, and just eat that game up and go to sleep on that game. And he can't run the ball like he used to. You need to use his weapons, and you need to you got to stay healthy. I understand he wanted to try to run and get the first down, but he still want to run when he should get that ball, either throw that ball away.
Yeah.
There's no blocking. Absolutely. I agree with that. Offensive line had a bad game too. It started with the offensive line.
Yeah, they did look a little bit like deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
But the one thing that got me, I knew they were going to have a rough day, is when Diggs made Saquon Barkley fumble. He hit him, made him fumble, and they picked up and ran in for a touchdown. And Saquon just looked there and he looked like he was not there. And that's the way Daniel Jones, after a while, he looked Like, where am I at? What am I doing?
And another thing you don't see, Jim, you don't see field goal blocked so easy.
Yes.
It was an easy block.
And here's the crazy thing about it. The kid who ran it in is the kid they just traded, Calvin Joseph. That kid was on the squad for a week.
For the Dolphins, yeah, he
was right with the Dolphins.
He came from the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I said the Jets gonna finish first place. That was my prediction, but I didn't know Aaron Rodgers gonna be out the whole year.
Four plays.
4 plays.
He played.
I think the Dolphins gonna win it. I think the Dolphins gonna win the AFC.
I think the Dolphins to win it.
Yeah,
the Dolphins are scary. I think they put every team on notice because you cannot. The problem is that offense is so explosive.
They can. I
mean, how do you cover Tyreek Hill?
You can't.
You can't, because if he runs a post, he's gonna outrun you. If he runs a fly, he's gonna outrun. I mean, you have to be on the goal line trying to. I mean, how do you cover him?
They just need to protect Tua. If they protect Tua, man, he putting that ball right there in the hip pocket for him to run.
Yeah.
I mean,
he looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, and then
whatever he did this offseason, he needs to do every offseason because he came back looking like a whole new player.
Yeah. And then Justin Herbert, actually, there were a couple of plays that San Diego might have snuck that game out, but, and their defense didn't play as well.
Yeah, you have to be physical with the Chiefs.
How can you be physical with somebody that quick?
You can't touch him, though.
That's right.
The DBs can't touch him.
No, if they try to be physical with him, he just going to shoot. And he gets past them, it's over.
No.
The thing is, he's not a tall guy.
No, but you know what? He is so quick, you can't put your hand on him.
No, that's the problem.
Yeah.
And then you got Waddle on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, I think he's going to be Miami right now. Just looking from week 1, Miami looked pretty good.
Yeah, Miami did.
But I still say the Bills are going to make some adjustment. I mean, they're going to be a great team. The AFC East is really exciting to watch.
Yeah, but the problem with the Bills right now is the head coach is calling the defense.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Frazier left. Frazier's sitting out this year.
Yeah, and the problem with that is Leslie Frazier's sitting out. But the problem that is that his focus is going on the defense, and he's letting the offense do it by themselves. He's not managing the whole game.
Yeah.
And the defense looks so.
And the offense made some stupid plays. I mean, just throwing the ball up, throwing the ball up. Just little things like that can change the momentum of a game.
Exactly. One thing I noticed about games is, did you see what Myles Garrett did against Cincinnati when he lined up over the center and he used the basketball move? He was faking, and then he beat the center. It was pretty.
Well, Myles Garrett's sister was the best athlete in their family, and she was a basketball player, so he probably learned that move.
Oh, no, she was track.
Yeah, she was track. Okay.
Yeah, she was track. She won the state championship. She won the state championship in the shot put in the 100-meter dash.
Wow.
I mean, she was a freak. And his brother played for the Mavericks, but
then
basketball. Play overseas.
Yeah.
And, he was unbelievable.
Myles Garrett, man, he's unbelievable. He's a hell of a talent. Yeah.
He was incredible. They're a big A&M family.
Oh, yeah, big A&M family.
Big A&M.
Yeah, I talked to his dad. I talked to his dad about once a week.
Yeah,
I told him we wanted him to be a guest on our show.
Oh yeah.
His name is Lance Garrett. Garrett.
Yeah, the Browns do have talent now. The Browns, I mean,
they're gonna be the surprise team I think this one's the surprise team that I picked to do well.
And I was kind of disappointed in Cincinnati. Joe Burrows looked like he was injured.
Joe Burrow just got you coming from the bank, man.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. But he still looked injured. I mean, he didn't look.
He's not 100. His leg, it's calf muscle.
Yeah, and you got to be careful what you say in the media. You might think it in your mind, but you got to be careful. in the middle of the Cleveland Browns field is a picture of an elf. I never understood that. Why would you name Cleveland Browns and have an elf in the middle of them? So the not T. Higgins, the Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, yeah.
Said, we're gonna get after them little elves. And they took it personal. They took it personal. He said, what? They got an elf in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Jamar, hey, I'm telling you, sometimes you just need to be quiet and play the game.
Yep. And lose like that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But like you said, Cleveland, they look good.
Yeah.
They look good. I think they are going to be the surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this
is true, John.
Yeah.
That is true. The 3 top dogs all lost. KC probably has the biggest chance of rebounding.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that, the games that are coming up this week.
Yeah.
First, that's what I was about to tell you. Tampa Bay said, Baker Mayfield said after the first half, he knew all the coverage of the defense they're calling. He stole the signals.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he stole the signals.
Hey, it's all about getting the advantage. That's what you think Belichick was good at. He was good at stealing signals.
Yeah. So Mayfield had 82 yards the first half and had 153, which is not great the second half, but he had touchdowns.
Yeah. But that surprised a lot of people. They didn't expect Tampa Bay to win no game.
No, shoot. But we can talk a little bit there on that. So Tampa Bay did shock us. That's another shocker. Yeah. Minnesota at Philadelphia. They play
Thursday night football, baby. Thursday night football.
Thursday night. I'd like for Minnesota to win that game, but I think Philly will win it. I don't think Minnesota. Justin Jefferson is incredible.
Yeah, no doubt.
He gets all the attention, and he's still in the. I tell you, who played good is the kid from USC, Addison.
Oh yeah, the receiver from yeah.
And their running game was okay, but it wasn't really great. Hutchinson, the kid they played, the tight end they paid all that money, he played well. But there's something missing with the Minnesota Vikings, and I can't put my finger on it. It might be their defense.
What about the running back missing?
Yeah, Dalvin Cook. But he didn't. Breece Hall made him sat him on the bench.
But I'm just saying for the Vikings, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And that could be,
they probably missing the they lacking the running back department. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So but I'm gonna go with Philadelphia on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Philly too because they're gonna be at home, and let me tell you, the fans they're gonna bring out the green tiles, the green whatever they bring to the game. They're gonna have a butt whooping. What are you talking about, Rick?
Man, Rick.
Late getting in tonight. Glad to see you safe, Byron. Man, I'm tough. I'm a giant. I'm tough. I'm a former giant. What you think it is, that Rick?
Rick, we were worried about you too, Rick, because we know you're a Vikings fan.
Yeah, you Vikings.
You all right, Rick? I just want to make sure I'm not. Yeah. So it's gonna be a good game tomorrow night, Rick. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you, Rick.
Yeah.
Talking about the Brooklyn Bridge. That's good.
It won't be a disaster, Jason. It won't be a disaster. It'll be a good, physical, hard. The problem with Minnesota, I think, is their defense might let them down.
Yeah. Hey, is the golf tournament this Saturday morning?
No, next week.
Oh, I got to go out of town next week.
Yeah, next Saturday. Okay.
Oh, mine might be broken. His TV, he need a new TV set.
Because that's
I broke one of my TVs this weekend because the Giants. I had to throw something into the TV. I couldn't believe it.
There was
getting whooped like that.
a friend of mine who's a producer,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a huge Giants fan.
Mm-hmm.
Said, I'm turning this thing off. He texted me and said, I'm turning this off. This is ridiculous. Although he did say for a month that I was drinking the Kool-Aid on the Cowboys. Well, I do have some Kool-Aid here.
It's like lemonade.
It's Kool-Aid.
Jim, you're a sore loser though, Jim. You can dish it out, but you can't take it.
Oh man!
I just can't wait till the Cowboys lose. You're gonna be coming in.
Hopefully you're waiting for a while.
No, that threw 3 interceptions. Oh no, what happened? Oh no.
No, I had to take so much junk on, and I told you I like Dak Prescott, but Dak Prescott is not this and that. He throws interceptions in training camp. Who cares? He didn't throw them in a regular season game. And everybody's been beating the kid up.
Well, I do have to give Dak credit. He have some good games against the Giants. I don't know what he hates the Giants, but I don't think the Giants ever beat him.
I think they beat him. No, I don't think they have. You're right.
The last 3 years he's been beating up on the Giants.
You're right. But everybody he should get stock in ESPN how bad they talk about him. I mean, Josh Allen just threw for 3 touchdowns. They worried about what Dak gonna do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
because y'all the American team, you know, they talk shit, they talk noise about the American team.
Let's go on to the games. We all know that Cowboys won this week. We'll see. We all know.
But you know what? The way the Cowboys started off that game, the Giants were still in the locker room. I can't get over that.
Well, here's the thing.
How do you block a damn punt?
Yeah, but that wasn't a punt. That was a field goal. The Giants had moved the ball really well. My brother was wearing a blanket. Don't worry over that.
Rick, you on fire tonight.
Rick is on it.
Last week they were talking about my damn computer and my podcast, and the Wi-Fi wasn't working with nothing. But
it's working good today.
Yeah, I got a new zone. I got some new zone stuff.
Oh, you did? You did what I told you to do, and it works, doesn't it?
Yeah, we got a new thing over here.
Yeah, see, there's a Cowboy helping a Giant. And you helped me by, letting the Cowboys blow out the Giants. So I appreciate it.
Jim, man, you just let me have. I'm taking that's all right. Payback.
I know who this is. I wasn't saying anything about it. It is what it is. It is what it is. I was the one that was wrong. I was the one drinking the Kool-Aid. I was the one that was out of my mind. But am I out of my mind now?
You look like a smart cat. You look like a smart cat.
I'm trying to move on from it. And people keep pulling me back in. Because I keep telling you, this is not going to be an easy game against the Jets.
And let me tell you something else. It's just the beginning of the season, so we ain't worried about that.
That's right. You can get back. You can, you play some teams that are not over 500 this year. So you got a chance.
Yeah.
But so you got Philadelphia over Minnesota. I picked Philadelphia over Minnesota.
Yeah.
Green Bay over Atlanta. This is an interesting game.
Where they playing at?
They're at Atlanta.
I'm taking Green Bay.
Wow. I'm telling you what. Atlanta, did you see the kid from Texas run the ball?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Bijan?
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah. They didn't. And Tony Pollard will have a huge, you're right, but they
wasn't even ready for Tony Pollard, man. Get off of Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard's going to get He ain't gonna do that much this year.
Oh, here we go again. Let's go on to it because I don't want to.
Who you picking? ATL? You picking Atlanta?
I think Atlanta's going to give them, but I'm going to go with Green Bay.
Okay, all right. We both going with Green Bay.
Las Vegas at Buffalo. This will be an interesting game. There's some good games on again this week.
I'm going with Buffalo.
I'm going with Buffalo.
They're at home.
Huh?
They're at home.
Yeah.
Buffalo will not lose a game at home this year. Okay, so you know if they're at home, just go ahead and say Buffalo.
But Las Vegas beat Denver last week. And Las Vegas has got a lot of talent. I'm going to go with them, but don't sleep on. I'm going with Buffalo.
John said Atlanta.
John says Buffalo.
Okay.
How about Baltimore at Cincinnati? Interesting game for this early in the season.
I think Cincinnati going to beat Baltimore.
I don't think so.
Shoot. All right.
I'm going with Baltimore.
I'm going with Cincinnati.
Lamar Jackson Lamar Jackson going to run crazy and they're going to throw the ball. They're getting a better passing game. Zay Flowers is really good. And ODB, Odell Beckham.
Cincinnati is one of the best rebounding teams in the National Football League. After they lose, they make the necessary adjustments. So I think I'm taking Cincinnati at home too.
They've always struggled with Baltimore though. So
I understand that. And Jamar Chase have had his best games against the Baltimore Ravens. He averaged 115 yards of catching every time he played the Raven. Every time he played the Raven, he have over 115 yards almost.
And that's nice, but I'm still going with Baltimore.
Well, I just told you that. I just gave you the facts.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase will have a big game this week.
Okay. We got Seattle at Detroit. What do you got, John? What do you got? Baltimore and Cincinnati. You picked Cincinnati, didn't you?
He better pick Cincinnati if he knows anything about football.
Yeah. And then Jason, you can chime in on this too. And Rick, you can chime in. I'm with Seattle and Detroit.
I'm taking Detroit at home.
Yeah, they're at home.
Yeah.
I'm taking Detroit. Detroit impressed me. John's got Detroit.
Detroit done won 9 of their last 11 games.
Wow.
You better go with Detroit.
Yeah. Do you think Geno Smith was a one-year wonder?
Right now, he's looking like it.
Mm. And everybody was talking about Seattle's defense was going to help them in the early part of the season. I don't know anymore after what the Rams did against them.
Well, they might be looking like the old Seattle team. You know, if you remove last year, they might be looking like the previous years.
Did you see that DK Metcalf, what he did? The kid played for us at Colorado. Keller Witherspoon, he took a cheap shot of him.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Oh man, it was really cheap.
Man, that's not called for, man. Sportsmanship goes a long way.
Yeah, you don't want to. He could have really seriously injured. I think Witherspoon got up, but that was it was awful. And Metcalf is known to do stuff like that. So
yeah, any man that paints his fingernail black, I don't know about it.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Detroit lost them last year. They want revenge. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, Los Angeles Chargers at Tennessee. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. Tennessee.
Chargers have always been my team, man. I just got to go with them. They lost a heartbreaker this past week, but they should have beat the Dolphins. But I got to take the Chargers too.
Me too. I got to take the Chargers.
Yeah.
And they didn't really use Derrick Henry a lot against the Saints, and I had picked the Saints to win that game. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of like the Saints anyway. I think we both picked the Saints to win that division, right? That conference.
Yeah. John's with us. Chicago at Tampa Bay. You know what? A lot of people don't like him, John.
Yeah.
Like him. Staley.
Yeah, Staley, yeah. He's a different coach. He's a different coach.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay?
Chicago at Tampa Bay. I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay because Justin Fields, I've always liked him, but they're talking about that Chase Claypool, who they traded from Pittsburgh. They're talking about making him ineligible for the game because he don't play hard enough.
Well, something wrong with him. I think he got some type of mental problem. I'm just saying, some of these guys, they start off good. He's one of these guys that start off like with a big bang in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Now
it wasn't Green Bay.
I mean the Steelers, with the Steelers.
Yeah, with Pittsburgh, and then I think there is something wrong with him.
He done fell off. I mean, yeah, he was double team and everything against the Steelers. I mean, he was unstoppable with the Steelers.
Yeah. But then he just out of there. And I think Chicago, there's another team that's got DJ Moore. They got a good running back.
Yeah.
Although that Tyreek Cohen's that went to Carolina was their top running back, and he was hurt last year, and he finally got back in the league. But they do have good offensive personnel. They just got it. Maybe it's the offensive line.
Yeah, maybe so. Chicago and Tampa. So you picking Tampa?
Yes.
I'm going with Chicago.
Okay. This is going to be a heck of a game. This is a 12 o'clock game, Kansas City at Jacksonville. This could be a wet game because there's storms. So
Trevor Lawrence had one of the best quarterback ratings in the last year or so. Over 70%. That's pretty good. So that means he gonna have, if he's on, it's gonna be hard for Kansas City to beat them.
Yeah.
But Chris Jones,
he's back, but he's got to play himself into shape.
Yeah.
John likes KC.
Well, I don't think
Jacksonville at 12 o'clock is going to be pretty hot.
Well, one of the things I don't see Kansas City losing 2 in a row.
I do. I'm going with Jacksonville.
I'm going with Kansas City.
I think that Jacksonville, and you just said it, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, and Jacksonville has been picking so high for so long. They got a lot of good players. I'm going to go with Jacksonville on that.
I don't think Kansas City is going to lose 2 in a row, so that's why I'm going with Kansas City. You got the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Indianapolis at Houston. This will be interesting because you got 2 quarterbacks that are under 21 years old.
Man, I'm going with Houston.
You going with Houston?
Yeah.
Wow.
I watched them play this past week, and they played good physical football, but I think they're good enough to beat the Colts. They'll win the first game at home.
Yeah. And John, I don't know if Kelsey's going to play. They're going to try and monitor them this week. He's going to be limited, so he might still be out.
Yeah.
Tony need to shut up and play in that game.
He had a couple of practice moments today. They said, walk through. Yeah.
And then John picked Houston. I think he picked Houston.
Yeah.
You said it, but I like that Richardson. He is.
I told you, man. He the real deal. He just ain't got nobody around him.
Nah.
But
I agree. I think you're right.
But you know what? I thought he was the best quarterback in the draft, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion, just going through, looking at all the upsides and looking at everything. He just he's still young, and they just need to be able to manage him correctly.
Yeah.
So you going with the Colts?
No, I'm gonna go with Houston.
Okay.
Everybody says that, but Kansas City has some issues.
I'm with you. I don't see Kansas City losing 2 in a row.
See, and that's why I'm going with Jacksonville, is because I think Kansas City got to get those receivers playing better.
Yeah,
Holmes, he's putting the ball there, but they dropped like Tony. He dropped 4 passes that were catchable.
He's a bust.
Yeah, and there were tight ends other than Kelsey.
They might just need to give him some, let him run reverses instead of just handling the ball.
Mm-hmm. And that is right. It's not the Chiefs team of the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And they might end up being it, but they got to get healthy. I mean, not healthy. They got to get Chris Jones back on defense because they couldn't get any pressure without Chris Jones.
And you know he ain't in shape, so he gonna be.
I think he's in shape, but it's.
You think he's in shape? He ain't in no game shape.
I think he's been training.
Okay,
hard,
we'll see.
Okay,
He'll probably get a sack though. He'll get a sack.
San Francisco the Los Angeles Rams.
The Rams defense, they secondary, Fuller and those guys, they stepping up and playing.
Yeah, they did.
But
I'll tell you, go ahead.
49ers, they stack. They stack.
The funniest thing I ever saw in professional football was Aaron Donald against Seattle. He broke the line and was going after Geno Smith. And Geno saw him come and said, "Oh, shoot!" He threw the ball quick. He said, "Oh, shoot!" That was hilarious.
That's funny. That's funny.
Right in the ground. He was going to get hit by Aaron Donald.
You know what that reminded me of? The night before, he must have been dreaming. He had a nightmare about it.
He must have had a nightmare.
Ooh,
that was hilarious.
He probably said, "This dream coming true, baby."
It was on Twitter. It was on Instagram. I'm like, he didn't do that.
Yeah.
So
you're right, the Niners are loaded.
Yeah, I think the Niners going to win this game.
Yeah, I did too. No doubt.
The Rams are going to come back to earth. Okay. The New York Jets against the Dallas Cowboys.
It's going to be a good game.
I know it's going to be a good game.
I'm looking for an upset. I'm going with the Jets. You heard me? You heard me?
Okay.
The Jets. Because you know what? The receivers ain't going to get open.
What? Are you serious?
Receivers ain't going to get open.
Okay.
That's what's going to hurt the Cowboys.
Did you see what John said?
It might be a 14-17 game. They scored all 8 points last week.
I'm going to go with Dallas Cowboys. Do you know that it was in now it is that didn't score but 14 of the 40 points, but he did.
So you going with the Cowboys?
Yep. Good game into the half.
I'm going with the Jets.
Okay. Rick, what do you think is going to win, Cowboys or Jets?
Rick don't predict too good. Let me see what Rick say. Who you got, Rick?
He didn't.
It's taking you a long time to type. Okay, there you go, John.
Jets scored 6 points.
Jets scored 6 points. What that mean?
He said, Rick said, Cowboys. How about them Cowboys?
I think Ricky got some. I think Rick been down to Texas too long. He told me he was in New York, but he might be down here, like in the dang Cowboys. What's up with this, Rick? Come on, man.
Why are you hating? Why are you hating?
What are you drinking up there in the northeast corner?
Why are you hating so much?
Are you serious right now?
Ooh, he's saying the boys 20-6.
Whatever.
He said he was in Florida. How about New York football Giants against the Arizona Cardinals?
The Cardinals should have won last week.
They should have won.
They should have. That was their game to win. They're gonna be 0-2. So the Giants gonna go out there and smack them.
The biggest question I think in this game.
No big question, Jim.
The biggest question in this game is the Giants gonna score any point.
Hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm finna facts. I ain't saying I'm sending a text. I'm not sending a text. I'm not sending an email. I'm finna send a fax to Coach Diebold and put in some plays. Ain't no way you want to not score no against the Cowboys.
Hey,
I ain't never heard of that before.
Everybody in the world wants to know are the Giants going to score 8 points? 1 point. Just one.
You say he pissed. You took Jack instead of me to the game.
That's right.
Oh, man. Everybody getting pissed about this game, man. What's going on?
I think the Giants will win. It'll be 3-0.
Now it might be a safety. It might be 2-0.
Yeah, it could be. That's a possibility.
I'm going with the Giants.
I would go with the Giants on it, but
if let me tell you something. If the Cardinals beat the Giants this weekend, they need to clean house. They need to go in there and start cleaning the house. Something is wrong.
Wow.
This is unheard of.
Wow. I'm going with the Giants, but
all right.
Wow. Here's an interesting one. Washington at Denver.
That is a good one. Washington at Denver.
Yeah. Now Bieniemy has
an advantage.
Yeah, go ahead.
Denver played good.
Yeah, they did.
They played good.
Yeah.
I just think the Raiders, for some reason, the last 3 or 4 minutes,
yeah,
they didn't lock in.
I'm gonna go with Denver on that.
I'm going with Denver too.
Yeah,
I'm going with Denver too. I don't see anything happening with them. Because Sean Payton got them. They look like a different team.
Yeah.
They don't make mistakes like they did. They look like they're more locked in. And I think
I would agree. I'm
going with Denver.
I'm gonna go with Denver too.
Okay.
We got. Did Rick and John give theirs on that?
I think he said Denver.
Okay. We got Miami at New England. That's the night game.
Good game, baby.
That's gonna be a really good game. Miami, New England's defense is underrated.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they do some things to you, but Tyreek Hill, I mean, how long can you prevent it? Even if you double him, he beats double teams. He beats everything.
Man, he got 200 yards like it was nothing.
Yeah, and then what did Tua had 460 yards, 66.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go.
And then Waller, and we ain't did the Waller. I'm telling Waller finna open it up.
Yeah, because they're gonna try to take Tyreek Hill out of the game.
Yeah.
So and Waller will have a big game.
Yeah. So
but I'm gonna go with Miami on that one.
I'm going Miami too.
England's gonna start off 0-2. On Monday night, no, it can't be Monday night. It is New Orleans.
The New Orleans and Carolina?
Yeah. They got 2 games on ESPN?
Yeah, I think they do.
It's a 6:15 game, and it's New Orleans at Carolina.
Yeah, they're at Carolina. Yeah.
So I'm going to go with New Orleans.
New Orleans is my team. That's going to be my surprise team this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying Carolina, yeah.
No, I'm saying New Orleans. New Orleans.
It goes with New Orleans.
Yeah. Yep.
And then we got the last game is Cleveland at Pittsburgh.
I'm going Cleveland.
If you go with Cleveland, and there's a lot of bad blood there, Pittsburgh is going to start off 0-2. I think Cleveland gonna be ready this year. They're gonna be that's gonna be the Detroit of last year. You think?
Yeah, I think they're gonna be more the Detroit. They're gonna be the spoiler. They're gonna be a surprise team, and I just think they still ain't played their complete game yet. I see they ain't running back.
They got a heck of a running back. They got great, very good wide receivers.
When all of them start playing together, and the defense played well this year. So.
Yeah. I'm surprised Jack hasn't jumped in and talked about the Jets. Rick, you live in New York, check on Jack, because Jack might have got on the bridge. He might be on the Brooklyn Bridge right now when they lost Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that took the whole air out the stadium. When he went down, I felt so bad for the Jets fan that they deserved to at least see him play 10 games or more.
I know. So, and that's the unfortunate part because, like you just said, the fans were all excited about the Jets because of that. But I'm telling you, the Jets do have a playoff caliber defense.
They do.
That Quentin Williams and some of the
he
guys.
stepped up. Oh, nap time for Jack.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay.
Oh, he hard on Jack. Come on, Jack. Wake up, Jack. Come on, wake up.
Oh man. But like I said, some of these teams, like you said, some of these teams that struggled last week are going to be better this week.
Yeah. It's going to be a team or two like what happened with the Giants last year, getting out to a 6-1 start or something like that. That's you can see that format in those couple of these teams that play well, and Detroit is one of those teams that's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah. And I keep telling you, the Jets, it ain't gonna be an easy game because the Jets have talent.
Yeah.
That Garrett, is it Garrett Wilson?
Yeah.
Receiver?
Oh,
he can make catches.
Garrett Wilson, man, he's cold blooded in Ohio State. He was like, man, that boy caught a pass. Jack is holding his.
Why, Aaron? Why did that happen?
Come on, Jack. Give up that dog. Give up that teddy bear.
No, it's not true. It's not true. I don't think
what? You couldn't tell those Jets fans nothing. I mean, you couldn't tell them nothing. After they beat the Giants that last preseason game,
yeah,
man, they was all happy.
Yeah. But who the Jets will bring in? I wouldn't bring in Carson Wentz. I let Zach Williams. You got to know.
They said Tom Brady.
I don't think Tom Brady's coming.
Nah, I'm just joking. But
you saw the commercial. You saw the commercial when he was at what was it? Potato chip commercial when all Jerry Rice and all them. I don't think so. Yeah, and I heard Brissett too, but I don't think they'll bring any of them on. Yeah.
They need to bring somebody because you don't know what you're gonna give to Zach Wilson. You really don't.
That is true. But
I
think he's gotten better this preseason.
At first he was looking like he was in a headlight, and then he started coming around.
Yeah,
he was throwing some bad passes.
Yeah, he was, and I agree. But he did just enough to get him to win.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm nervous about this defense. This might be one of the better defenses that the Cowboys play, other than obviously San Francisco and Philly are going to be tough.
Yeah.
So,
well, one of the things I was able to drive around Dallas this week because everybody was happy. So if the Jets come in here and beat the Cowboys, I don't have to stay at the house because there's going to be some people out here going crazy.
Yeah, and you're right, John. Tim Boyle. I don't think that's a good choice. But all of them have baggage. All these quarterbacks they're talking about have baggage. Brissett might be the one with less baggage. And you always got to think, what if something happens to Zach Wilson?
And you know what, though, Jim? This is what I don't understand. The Giants were getting beat pretty bad. They kept Daniel Jones in there almost the whole game.
I know, but they were mad. They were mad.
Man, go ahead and rest your star. You just gave this guy $160 million.
He rested all those weekends of preseason.
Oh, okay.
Because they gave that in there a pretty good time.
Yeah.
So
I guess
that was So I think they were just trying to get him some
reps, some game time reps.
Yeah. They didn't pay them $40 million. They were trying to get their $40 million back.
Yeah, he couldn't even
4-0. Something about that.
He couldn't even squeeze a touchdown or even a field goal out of that.
That wasn't his fault, though. That wasn't his fault.
Man,
he wasn't on the field goal.
If you're a leader, you the highest paid player on the team. You're a leader. You got to get some points on the board.
That is true.
You go there, talk to the special team. You go there and rally the troops. You pull your pom-poms out. You got to get in the game.
Yeah. Hey, but it's the end of the show. It's going to be a different week for the Giants. But thank you, Rick.
Hey, Rick.
But we'll see you next week, and we'll talk about everything that's going on.
And I'm going over that Brooklyn Bridge. I'm going over the Brooklyn Bridge.
Have a great hump day.
We'll see y'all.
All right.